What's going on, fellow A-plussers? It is I, your host, as always, Adam Perez, certainly coming through once again with a brand new video for you guys today, as it is, in fact, Spider-Man No Way Home Day, I guess you can officially say, as we officially got a trailer. I believe this is the second trailer. I think we got a teaser trailer maybe a few weeks back. This is the first official trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home, getting ready for the brand new movie that's set to go ahead and drop this upcoming December in theaters, ladies and gentlemen. We got ourselves another look here. And I got to say, man, I know fans were clamoring for this for quite some time over the past couple of weeks. They certainly were. We did get ourselves a brand new poster as of last week. If I'm not mistaken, we actually talked a little bit about it this past weekend on A+ Hero Report, waiting patiently for a trailer to certainly drop. And today was, in fact, the day, ladies and gentlemen. So it is, in fact, here. A lot to definitely talk about and discuss about with you guys today. Some anticipation for the movie, what jumped out at us here in the trailer. Again, at the end of the day, these are just simply our A+ opinion, but we definitely want to go ahead and know yours. So let your thoughts be known about this trailer in the live chat or the comment section box below after this particular video airs. But it's not just myself today. Oh, no, no, no. I had to get at least somebody from the crew to certainly join me here to talk about Spider-Man No Way Home today. And I've got Mr. Indy Uchiha on deck. What's going on, Indy? You're not in even the stream yet. There you go, buddy.
What's up? Hey,
good to see you, bro. How you been today, man?
it's been a long day. I've been doing a lot of work in the background, and then this happens.
Did you have a countdown for when this was gonna air?
No, I knew it was gonna happen. I got the hint that it was gonna happen during the Flash premiere. I just didn't know when. So I'm just sitting there like, please don't do the trailer, and then like, because I know I'm going to rewatch it, and then I'm going to be missing the Flash, and it was just the wrong time to drop the trailer.
Yeah, I'm wondering if they did that. Like, I'm wondering if they were like, let's see how many viewers we can pull away from the premiere of The Flash. So certainly go ahead and check it out. I kid you not, I went to go check out the trailer. It had been up for like 8 minutes, 1.8 million viewers, my guy.
Yeah,
in
that was
8 minutes.
crazy. That was nuts.
Yeah, this trailer's about to break some records.
They built anticipation for me, a very well done trailer, because I know you're going to go with the breakdown. A very well done trailer, but it did not build anticipation for me for the movie. But they did well in not spoiling the plot.
I will agree with that. This definitely was very villain heavy in regards to what they showcased to us. A little bit more of the story kind of being pushed forward. But you're right. There is a lot of plot details that I think are certainly missing from this movie that haven't been explored yet. But a lot of question marks certainly still up there. But for me, at least, you know, look, I'm already hyped for this movie. I don't know if they can show me sort of any more. I think me and Stuart were just talking about it here this past weekend that like if they didn't drop another Spider-Man trailer, I would be perfectly okay with it. But you know, hey, this just for me at least it builds up my anticipation a little bit more. But I definitely get what you're saying. So you thought it was okay. You didn't think it was like amazing or anything. Do you think you built it up to be amazing and you got your expectations too high, or you just thought it was just a decent trailer?
I thought it was a very well done trailer, to be totally honest with you. I'm gonna catch so much slack for this. I actually thought the Morbius trailer was done better. It was a better trailer, but we hadn't seen anything from Morbius for so long.
Yeah,
that when they just dropped that, it was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. You know, like style thing. It was a good trailer. It's just that I felt it was an average trailer. That just felt to me almost like a sizzle reel.
I get you. Yeah, no, I get you. I think for me, maybe the struggle for Marvel is probably the idea of like, what can we show, right? Like maybe there's just so much in this movie that you don't want to necessarily give away. I enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed the trailer. Me and the girlfriend certainly checked it out. I watched it maybe like 4 times by myself while the girlfriend was on the phone. And I'm like, when she was finally off, I'm like, here, check this out. Let's see what you think. And she was a big fan of it. Very heavy when it comes to the villains in here. We got a lot of villains confirmed. Green Goblin for sure. I mean, we already saw him on the poster. We know Doc Ock is in here. Sandman came up through in here, also showing his big ugly face. We even got to see the Lizard in here also. So quite a few villains. Anybody surprise you, or do you expect any other villains to pop up?
Don't forget about Electro.
Ah,
The,
yes,
the
Jamie Foxx came back and he even teased the Electro face mask that we
mhm.
that we usually see in the comic books. I thought that was a pretty cool little shot that they had there too.
No, the biggest thing I saw is the fight between Disney and I guess you would say Sony. Different versions of their Spider-Man as far as their morals and like their ideals they stand by. Because Peter fighting not to kill villains, especially with him dealing with so much death, and this is what's interesting to me, is that part of the plot line. Them said Doctor Strange telling him that these villains are meant to die fighting Spider-Man, and
Mhm.
then him wanting to either send them back or stop them from doing what they want to do without killing them because of 9 times out of 10 what happened with Domehead. You
Oh,
know what I'm
Mysterio.
Mysterio and him being in the trouble that he's in now. You know what I'm
That's a good
saying?
point.
So that's to me is a compelling enough story to see how he deals with that, especially being on his own now. There's no Iron Man. You know what I'm saying? You know, Doc Strange is down to kill anything that's going to
Mhm.
threaten, you know what I'm saying, his universe, his multiverse. He's a killer. So it's interesting to me to see how he goes up against the Sorcerer Supreme while trying, you know what I'm saying, to keep his own ideals intact.
Yeah, I can see that because he does mention, Doctor Strange is pretty adamant about like this is their fate, right? Like that's
Mhm.
their end result for these characters is that they're certainly meant to die. But it does seem as though Tom Holland maybe not necessarily or Peter not necessarily in agreement with that, and maybe tries to go his
See?
own route in order to either save them or, like you said, get them back to their dimension. So I definitely agree with you there.
See, you're just like Doc Ock. That's not your Peter Parker. He's
Yeah,
like,
that's
you're
I
not
was like,
Peter.
yeah, I thought that was great too. For me, I love it definitely made me laugh when they were getting on his case about his name. Like, what's your name again? Otto Octavius, and they all just started laughing at him. Even my girlfriend started laughing at that moment too. Pretty good stuff, man. For me, this trailer does show that Doc Ock is going to have a pretty significant role in here. That there's more to him than just popping up to fight Peter. It seems as though they either have him captured or maybe he's working alongside with them at some particular point in time. I'm not quite sure, but it seems as though Doc Ock is like maybe one of the main antagonists of this, whereas everybody else seems like they've just sort of been brought back and is causing mayhem and destruction, and now Peter's gonna kind of reel them in, sort of thing. Which I love the new costume. That almost feels like a Doctor Strange magic costume or something like that.
Mhm.
Something unique that we
Uh,
haven't seen before.
yeah, Spiders, Supreme Spiders. I forget what it's called in the
The Spider
comics.
Supreme in the comic. Oh,
Yeah,
so he does have that in the comics with him?
in the comics and different games and stuff like that. It's something that we've seen before.
Okay, okay, I got you. Let me give some quick shout outs to people that are joining us here for the discussion forum here. We got Intel the Brain is certainly joining us today. Appreciate you coming through. We got AJ in the house also. Who else? We got Nathan Moore making his presence felt as well. You like you Ulysses? Am I saying that right? Maybe I butchered your name. I'm sorry, but thank you very much for joining us. We also got Highwire here also. I will say, Indy, one of the things that really jump out at me, I love the fact that this has like a Sinister Six vibe to it. Getting the opportunity to see Tom Holland's Peter Parker having to go up against all these villains by himself. Like one of the shots where you see him jumping towards, I think it's Electro, Sandman, and the Lizard all at once. That's pretty formidable foes that he's got to fight against, man. Do you think he's going to be fighting against them by themselves, or do you think there was a tease in this trailer that hinted at the idea that there could be more Spider-Man popping up at some point?
Well, I do believe at the end of the trailer when MJ is falling and somebody comes to save her, everybody's saying that's a different spider hand. You know what I'm saying? That's a different glove pattern or what it's going to be. And people are relating it to being the suit from Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. But although that I think they're going to be in the movie, um, I really honestly don't. I want to see if Holland gets another suit that's similar, you know what I'm saying, to that pattern, because there's something about him being able to do everything that they couldn't do. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? Being able to save the villains without killing them, being able to save his loved one, You know what I'm saying? It's something to me about him being able to accomplish everything to be dubbed the Spider-Man. Because in comics and stuff before, when it came to this, we had different versions of Peter die. You know what I'm saying? That especially with Miles Morales, where he was like, no, you are the Spider-Man. You know what I'm saying? Like when Peter Parker dies. I could see that going good for Toby. I was gonna say Tobey Maguire, Tom Holland's. That you could tell who my Peter Parker is, right? Tom Holland's Spider-Man, just for the simple fact of, think about it. He's never, to this day, third movie, a bunch of Avenger movies, it still hasn't had his identity of being, you know what I'm saying, that one. He's always been almost a sidekick, you know what I'm saying, to somebody else. Whether it was the Skrull cast as Sam Jackson, whether it was Iron Man, you know what I'm saying, whether it's Doc Strange right now, that this to me feels like this is him standing up and becoming the hero that he needs to be, especially if he's going to leave the MCU, you know what I'm saying, to go to Sony to stand on his own, because that's something that those Spider-Man were. Neither one of those Spider-Man had any help. Everything they did was on their own. And so I really feel like this is his growing moment from becoming a Spider Kid to a Spider-Man.
But I don't know if they've ever faced the same amount of odds that Tom Holland's Peter Parker is currently in right now. You know what I mean? Like, we've never seen Andrew have to face off against multiple villains quite like that before.
Man, that killed Andrew's movie, was him facing multiple villains
yeah,
at
yeah.
one time.
Well, I mean, more than what Andrew's having to deal with right now.
But they also didn't have the type of tech that you know what I'm saying? Tom Holland has.
Tom Holland has,
or had the type of training, you know what I'm saying, that he has. It was mostly them learning and doing by themselves. He's literally been trained by some of the best heroes ever. So it's an interesting thing on what it kind of makes you feel like, what could Toby or Andrew been if they would have had that type of influence, you know?
No, I get you. Yeah, I don't know where I fit right now as regards to if they're gonna pop up or not. I definitely feel like that last line that Doctor Strange mentions about, you know, that they're coming through, I can't stop them, sort of thing. You know, I don't know if that's because it sounds like that's happening in the end battle sequence. I guess just the way that the trail is kind of put around, just the timetable of things does make you question. Like, for me, it felt very much like almost that was a tease that there's more people coming through than just the villains. And I am wondering if this is going to be a case of like Endgame, in the sense of like they show up at the very last minute to go ahead and help them defeat all these monsters at once. Like, I can see the case of them not even taking off their masks, but just being present to help them out. So maybe when like a Toby and an Andrew say, look, bro, I'm not in this movie, like maybe they're being honest, but
they're just masked up. You don't see their face, but you hear
you just
their voice.
don't see their face, but you just hear their voices, and you just see them in here maybe helping them save the day. Because those are some formidable foes for Tom Holland to have to take care of by himself and supposedly save MJ at the end of the day. So when they say this is like Spider-Man's Endgame, maybe they literally mean that.
I'm going to tell you like this. I think the points, very, very well cut trailer. I'm going to tell you that.
I agree.
I kind of feel when he say I can't stop them from coming through, that's when you get all the villains coming through.
That could be it too.
I'm thinking you won't see most of all of them together until you get to that end scene and they're you know what I'm saying, they're fighting them. For me, that would have me mark out, bruh. What if you have, and this is just me, just hopes. This is the only thing that can have me mark out in this movie. Nothing else is going to surprise me, right? Man, what if you got a different Iron Man crossing over? Or, you know what I'm saying? Or like there's something else in this movie, and this is the way they recast somebody that, you know what I'm saying, passed away. And, you know what I'm saying, and brings it back that way. This would be interesting. And now that I'm seeing the concept and the storyline of this movie, it makes me understand why Doctor Strange comes after, and why it's, you know what I'm saying, the multiverse of madness, because he's already experienced something similar to this. And maybe he sees this when he gets into his movie, this is how he sees a way to handle the situation, is to go get help from other people in different multiverses.
Oh, that could be it too. Yeah, that could definitely open the door for an idea that he certainly might have for sure. Um, I will say Nathan says no, they will both be in the film. So he's pretty adamant that they're going to be in this particular movie, face and all. It seems as though I will say, one of the leaked images that came out this past week was, or the week or two ago, was the idea of seeing Tom Holland on some scaffolding with the two Peter Parkers, Andrew and Toby standing next to him. The final battle certainly seems to be the case there. I mean, just the idea of it looks like they're maybe fighting around the Statue of Liberty. That's got a
Mhm.
bunch of scaffolding around it also. So if they are going to pop up, it definitely feels like it's probably going to be in that last
Well,
scene. Again, I still think that they're going to be masked up, but we'll see what happens.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. And I think they're trying their best to temper fans' expectations, but even that is a big deal. You know
Oh,
what
I
I'm
agree.
saying? So I and the black suit Spider-Man, was that the stealth suit? That was a
No, I don't. I think that the stealth suit. When I think of the stealth suit, I think of Far From Home. And I don't believe this was the stealth suit that we got. I do think it's that sorceress suit that you're talking about. Because even when there's a shot in there about the idea of having to reel them back in, or get them because they're popping up other places, it looks like it's a magic spell that Peter's maybe activating on his wrist or something like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, y'all gotta start when y'all because when y'all say black suit, I'm older. So when y'all say black suit, the first thing pops in my head is a symbiote.
Yeah,
Symbiote.
no, I get
So
it.
I'm like I'm like, I don't remember seeing a symbiote. Like I'm and then I'm like, oh, do y'all mean the stealth suit or like did I miss
Yeah,
something? And then
I think they mean the stealth suit. One scene I did find really fascinating in this trailer was the Doc Ock tentacles transforming almost from black to like red. It almost felt like he was having like a little bit of an Iron Man upgrade or something like that. Like a part of me was wondering if he had stole the iron suit and like
yeah,
activated for himself and he puts it on on his tentacles, I guess.
yeah, that's the one thing is that what's that called? The little things, the microbot things that the
Nanotech.
nano. Yeah, that's the thing about it is that I do, if I recall right, and I haven't seen that movie in forever. I do believe that his tentacles are they're self-aware, right?
Yeah, they have like their own AI and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really believe that they just they took over the nanobots when they touched him. That's why they have that pattern.
Mm.
Because when you look at him get slammed against the wall, he doesn't pull his mask back. You know what I'm saying? See, it is Doc Ock pulls the nanobots off of him. That's how he sees who it is.
Oh, I see what you. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Now, looking at the trailer again, looking at that shot, I do see what you mean. So that would be pretty badass, man. There was, for some reason, I don't know why. There's a part of me that kind of wants to see like a superior Spider-Man element
And,
included, where you have a Doc Ock
you
inside
might,
of
and
a Spider-Man suit.
who says we might not get that with him pulling the nanobots off. And the thing with me with that is maybe he helps them after that, because when the nanobots communicate with his tentacles, he understands that Peter isn't, you know what I'm saying, the same Peter and what he's setting out to do. And but you know what I'm saying, believes him to be honest or whatever like that. So maybe
Mm.
that's, you know what I'm saying, has something to do with it. I'm
I mean,
just
like I said,
overthinking.
oh, I mean,
But
you may not be. I mean, whether or not we're getting a superior Spider-Man or not, but there
I
is
would
an
love
element
it.
like, yeah, I would love it too. But there is an element of the idea that Doc Ock clearly has a much bigger role than just, hey, come in and battle Peter from, you know what I mean, for a couple of scenes. So I'm really intrigued to see how much Alfred Molina is going to have an impact in this particular movie. There's even a shot looking back at the trailer of Aunt May running. I don't know what she's running from in here.
I'm just gonna watch her run. I don't care what she's running from.
There is also another shot of Doc Ock falling off of a building after an electro blast. So maybe that could add to your element of maybe Doc Ock starts helping Peter Parker out by the end of the movie or something like that. Do you think it's Peter Parker that winds up saving MJ at the end? I do find the parallels eerily similar to that of Amazing Spider-Man 2. You mentioned the idea that people are looking at his hand, which I get what they're saying there, but I do wonder if maybe that's just the same glove from the Iron Spider suit as he goes down to kind of save her, unless Andrew comes in the middle of it and winds up saving her to maybe redeem himself from the death of Gwen Stacy or something.
I think, to me, I think it's a thing where you will succeed where we failed type deal. Because you got to think about it. Even when I watched that movie when Gwen Stacy died, she was dead before she hit the ground.
You think so?
To me, I
Uh-huh.
feel like because of the whiplash from the web, to me, because it like snapped her up.
Mm.
To me, that's what I always thought. I may be wrong, but that's how I looked at it. You know what I'm saying? That Peter wasn't able to calculate what was going to happen right then, and then you know what I'm saying, and he ended up doing. She was going to die regardless, you know, but at least she didn't go splat on the ground. So to be that's a win. But it to me it's like see we fail. It seemed like Tobey Maguire's the villains that he fought, it seemed like he was always trying to redeem, right? Because he didn't want them to die. He loved, you know what I'm saying, Dr. Octavius for, you know what I'm saying, everything he did. He didn't want them to die. And then Andrew's biggest loss was, you know what I'm saying, Gwen Stacy. And it seems that it might be Tom Holland's Spider-Man that's going to be the one to correct all of that. Because I feel like he is going to find a way to settle this without anybody dying, and then he's going to save MJ. And if he can succeed where they failed, then he would be the ultimate Spider-Man.
That would be pretty cool to see. Definitely cool to see if he overcomes that. The vibe that I'm getting from this trailer very much is it's, Tom Holland has mentioned and expressed how dark this movie tends to be. I can easily see that from the trailer. Honestly, it looks like it's going to be pretty dark and pretty heavy for a lot of these characters.
Well, I mean, to me, I feel like his whole journey has been dark. It's like from his first girlfriend's dad being the villain, and you know what I'm saying, going to kill him, to everything he went through in Endgame, dying, coming back, and then just to come back to watch his mentor die. You know, Black Widow dying, like dealing with all of this, coming back into a world where everybody is 5 years older than what he is, and having to learn how to live in that. And then he kills somebody, and now he's public enemy number one. And all he wanted to do was correct everything that went wrong. And now again, this is where I feel like he's able to set everything on the right path and just step up and become that hero. In that same instance that Iron Man was able to finally put his armor around the world when he made that snap and become the hero that he always wanted to be, because he's still chasing to be what they were.
Do you think he teleports to another dimension after this? Do you think this is his last stand in the MCU?
I to be honest with you, I don't think so. I don't understand why Sony wouldn't want to keep printing money, because printing money with little work. Like why would you not want to do that? Unless it's something where they're creatively at odds. I still feel like because of the end credits from Venom, that Venom went to him.
Yeah, no, I agree. So you're thinking maybe what's the point of them going if he's going there? What's the point of them bringing them both back?
Unless they're trading, unless like I'm down with that. Give us Venom, you take Spider-Man for a little bit. I'm 110% down with that. But what's the point of having a, you know what I'm saying, a Venom without a Spider-Man? We've seen what that is now. You know what I'm saying? It's something that's entertaining, but not something that feels like it's going to be long term. You know, playing that world, even if you close them in their own world and put them on, you know what I'm saying, in the 610 universe instead of 616 or Ultimate Universe or whatever, and let them have that as their playground. You know what I'm saying? Just put them in some universe connected to the Marvel Cinematic Universe or the MCU, and just let them play in their own sandbox for a little bit.
Yeah, no, I definitely get you. Let's see. Man, so much to take away from this particular trailer. I really enjoyed it. I'm really glad that they clearly didn't show us Toby or Andrew. I'm assuming, if anything, that's something that I don't think you show in a trailer. I feel like that's like doomsday level spoilerish from like Batman versus Superman. You don't show your moneymaker. So I get the idea of them truly focusing on the villains.
I waved at her like she knew I'm waving at her. I just saw somebody say hi, Adam and Indy, and I just started waving. Can you tell how tired I am?
Oh, thank you for coming through thank you for coming through, Tatilla. Let's go through some comments here and see what some people are saying in regards to it. I think this is what you were talking about, the black suit, right? AJ says, I love that Peter became black suit Spider-Man. Yeah, this is not traditional black suit Spider-Man like Venom, but I definitely get what you're saying. I do love the suit. I'm not familiar with this sorceress type of black suit that he has, but the moment I saw like a spell being casted around his wrist or his forearm, I absolutely love the look of it. It looks great. He says Green Goblin looks awesome in HD. Yeah, I'm curious if he'll ever take off the mask, if William Dafoe is under there or not.
Or if
I'm
he
not
just went to
expecting him to be, but
or unless he went to the studio and just did voiceovers.
Could be. It would be. You know, it would be even trippier if Dane DeHaan was in here as like the second Green Goblin, also
Ooh.
from Amazing Spider-Man. I would love to see that if he pops up in this movie.
Doctor
Um,
Strange is still not acting right for me.
there's
Like
something
he
off with him,
is
right?
something very off.
Something's off with this dude. I mean, then again, I'm sure when you're dealing with three teenagers, I'm pretty sure you would probably be a little irritated and annoyed too. I love the line with Zendaya. She's like, I know a little bit about magic, especially magic words. Like the word please. Like, oh yeah, that's I guess you could be a little bit more polite, Doctor Strange. Nathan, he says, now I'm glad they didn't show Andrew and Toby. We already know, and it just makes things more exciting. However, I think the zoom in on the hand might have been Toby. So yeah, I see a lot of people talking about the hand. So he thinks it's Toby. We got one person here that thinks that the spider hand is Andrew's. Who knows? I think you're right, Indy, in the sense that this trailer is probably cut a certain particular type of way. Like for instance, like that particular scene, they could have included a different hand to tease us, right? But when we actually sit down and watch it in the movie theaters, it could be a completely different scene or a completely different hand. I think we've seen little swerves like that happen before, showcasing us something in the trailer. But then when you get in the movie, it's like, wait a minute, that wasn't the same person I saw in the trailer before. So they could be pulling a fast one on us. But I'm sure a lot of people are going to be picking that particular scene because we see Iron
Does the
Spider-Man
does the
going
Iron
down
Spider
to grab her.
does the Iron Spider suit? Do you remember if it has a white spider on the back of it? I thought the spider was gold.
I thought it was gold. I could be wrong though. I'm not
Because
quite
the
sure.
suit, when it flashes to the suit, you see him diving down, which to me, to be totally honest with you, when he's diving down, he's not even diving down to go get somebody. Like that looks like another scene where like he's diving down, getting ready to swing. Um, with and then it switches to where you see the still of the suit for a second. The spider on the back is white. And then the suit looks very much similar to be honest with you, the PS5 Spider-Man suit.
Oh, I get you. I do wonder if it's just a case of when you say the suit looks white. I do wonder if it's just a case of what the lighting is in that particular
Nope.
scene because you do got a ton
I
of.
got this from I got this. I'm taking it frame by frame in slow mo. That's a totally different costume.
You think so?
It's a totally different costume.
Well, the costume that he's
Unless
well,
he shedded the Iron Spider. You know what I'm saying? So,
right? Because I was gonna say that's possible he did that too because of the fact that the suit that he does rock now does have a white spider on the back.
yeah, because the scene where we see him jumping down the Iron Spider suit, like we said, it could be cut totally a way to try to make you think that, and that could be a totally different scene.
And it could
then
be
they cut to another end scene when he's already in his new costume because we know he'll get it.
Yeah.
We know from the toy leaks and stuff like that he's getting a new costume.
Yeah, I was gonna say you might be right. Like that could be his brand new costume that he's rocking. It may not necessarily be an Iron Spider suit, but it could be like a combination of designs kind of mixed together. So I think you might be onto something in regards to that.
He could have got influenced by other, you know what I'm saying, Spider-Man, similar to how he's influenced by everything else when he makes his suits.
Yeah, man. And they've got me watching.
Just lost the volume. I don't know what happened.
Hold on.
There you go.
I was making sure. Okay, cool. Yeah, now they got me looking at this damn scene over and over again. But I think you're right. I there's something that tells me it might be a brand new suit that he's rocking at the end of this particular movie. So we'll see. I mean, who knows, right? Like the Iron Spider-Man suit, maybe we saw that absorbed by Doc Ock, so it's not available to him anymore. So now he's got to rock something else.
I'm also starting to feel like,
What's up,
and
Mike?
this is a reach that Doctor Strange came from somewhere else, and he he wants to blow everything open in order to, you know what I'm saying, succeed in whatever he wants to do. Like it's a bunch of different, man, it's so many different ways they can go with this that'll be totally interesting. And it's not Toby and Andrew showing up anymore. That's the most interesting part of this, is where they're actually taking the franchise and how they're opening up the world. And what they actually want to do, because they could do a bait and switch with Doctor Strange, and they could be using Toby and Andrew to direct us away from everything else that they're doing.
It could be because that's where a lot of people's attentions currently are. Datilla says, after the trailer, there's no way that Andrew and Toby are not in this movie. I will say this. I think for me, the takeaway that I took from watching this movie was while I'm still not sure if Andrew and Toby are in it, I feel pretty good about the idea of their characters still popping up in here. I'm hoping I'm wrong. It would be really great to certainly see Toby and Andrew and Tom Holland's face all together in one particular shot. Again, we did have some photos that wind up dropping earlier this week, whether or not you believe that they're fake or real or whatever the case may be. I definitely feel like the Spider-Men are in this movie, maybe just not facial scenes, but I could be wrong.
I got another big thing for you. If they take this route, that if Spider-Man is a prime being, right? And what if, this is weird, and this might be taking it too sci-fi-ish, but what if you can't have more than one Peter exist in the same plane at the same time? Right, that's why you only see one Doc Ock, you only see one Lizard. You know what I'm saying? These are characters that Peter has never interacted with in his world. And what if it's you see them or you hear them, but it's through a mind meld with like Tom Holland's Peter Parker, and he's living through experiences and stuff of what they're going through?
That's weird to me, man. I don't like that.
That might be a little bit too much.
That's a little bit sci-fi. Yeah, a little bit too sci-fi.
But I mean, you got to get what I'm saying, though.
No, like, I get what you mean.
It's a route they could take.
I definitely get what you mean. I guess for me, it would be like, since we've already seen so many different. Well, you're right. I mean, we've already seen so many different Spider-Man interact with each other, at least like in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. So I think that would be okay in popping up in here. But I could maybe since it's a Peter Parker. Yeah, I think I get what you're saying.
Think about the fact that those Spider-Man we saw interacting with each other were all different characters. It wasn't multiple Peter Parkers.
Multiple Peter Parkers. No, I get you. Time Waster says Doctor Strange is a Skrull. LOL.
I don't know a Skrull that could do magic. I've never seen a Skrull that could do magic.
Yeah, me either. But I definitely a good attempt though at trying to figure out what is off about Doctor Strange. Is this the Mephisto? Finally, no.
It would make sense if it's going to lead to something that has to do with the Multiverse of Madness, but I still don't think we get that. We won't even get that a reveal like that in this movie. I still think the payoff for that is in the Doctor Strange movie.
I get you. Intel and I are right on the same page. I just mentioned this earlier. He says, I believe that they're going to have all the spiders fighting together at the end. When they said they're not in the movie, they maybe are speaking of them not showing their faces and we only see them suited. I'm still leaning towards that way. So we might be onto something, but we'll see, man. I just feel like they've teased the idea that this is Spider-Man's end game. And while I think they also mean just from a storyline perspective, it would be pretty trippy if like what if it's not even just them that pop up, right? Like what if it's actually multiple Spider-Men that wind up coming through this breach to help them out? I think 3 Spider-Men's enough though to take down 4 or 5 of them, right? 4 or 5 villains.
I'll be totally honest with you. I feel like Tom Holland Spider-Man could take them, but I think he's experienced Thanos
enough to take them.
I think he's been through more than either one of those Spider-Man put together.
I agree.
And I really feel like he could do it by himself. I think the fact that he won't take them out in order to, save the day, that he wants to save, that he has that weird Batman no kill policy. You know what I'm saying? That is really going to hinder him being able to do it by himself.
I get you.
And if he wants to do it his way, he's going to have to ask for help. He's not going to be able to take the whole load on himself. And if they do pop up, that's what's going to be. We're not doing this you guys' way. The way you did it led to this. You know what I'm saying? Let's do this my way type deal. I'm going to take charge. You know what I'm saying? Have his I am Iron Man moment.
That would be pretty badass. AJ does say, please don't kill off MJ. I hope not. I do think that he will save her. I think this is definitely going to be very poetic in the sense of what happened with Gwen Stacy in Amazing Spider-Man 2. But I think in this sense, she does get saved.
I wouldn't mind MJ. And don't get me, I love Zendaya, but she has a lot. She has a lot going on right now. She's starring in a lot of other stuff. It wouldn't bother me if they killed her off. My thing is, I don't want to see Tom Holland's Spider-Man Peter Parker go through anymore. Like it hasn't been a movie where he hasn't lost. It hasn't been a moment he hasn't lost somebody. And
no, I get what you're saying. I totally get what you're saying. There's a part of me that feels like that's Peter Parker's life, though. Right? Like, when have we ever seen Peter Parker? We've seen Peter Parker on the top of the world before, but Peter's life has always been
Give him the girl.
loss and
Give him
grief.
the girl. Take out his best friend. Or what if he loses Happy?
What if he loses both of his friends? We saw in the trailer, we see Zendaya
Yeah.
falling, but then we also see Ned almost like falling off too. Homeboy's got to like hold on to a rail sort of thing.
Or
What if there's a swerve and he's got to choose? Like, who
or,
do I save?
bro, Marissa Tomei. She's not getting any younger. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he is going to lose something. I just don't think
Somebody.
it's going to be somebody that will. I think they have those three, especially they're not young kids, but they're younger than us. They have a future mapped out for them, and that trio is really the future of what this franchise is going to be because of the, you know what I'm saying, the chemistry and stuff they have on screen. Happy, Marissa Tomei, you know what I'm saying, characters that we are attached to.
Happy will
And
be the new Uncle Ben.
yeah, and that's exactly what Happy is to him right now. He's the replacement for Tony Stark. Take that out, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, his life, or have him lose Aunt May. How many more? Well, she's like hot no matter what. She could be 80 and she's gonna be hot. I was
Yeah,
gonna
she
say
will.
she's not getting no younger, but you know, she might
She
be
ages
ready to
like
go.
wine, though. Yeah, she
Yeah.
ages like wine. I will say this, Tom Holland has come out in past interviews and he has talked about the idea that like if we are gonna see these characters back again, that they're gonna be like different iterations of them, different personalities, different versions, sort of thing. So I definitely do think there will be a very impactful moments for these characters. Now, whether or not that means some of them die off, and when Tom Holland gets moved over to say the Sony universe, maybe he meets an actual Mary Jane Watson there. Maybe he meets another Gwen Stacy or Betty Brant, or maybe Ned's a completely different
Bro,
character and he's
it's
like
time
a
for Betty.
hobgoblin or something like
Yeah,
that.
it's time for Betty to get some love.
Yeah, it's been a
Betty gets
minute.
overlooked so much.
Yeah, Betty
But
Brant does get overlooked.
Nathan said Toby Spider-Man is rumored to be retired. If true, we have to see him before he suits up. It's just a rumor though. I don't think so. I could see Doctor Strange popping over and you getting one of them scenes where you don't see somebody's face, like you just see like their back and they turn around and Doctor Strange like, just come with me, you know what I'm saying, type stuff. And you just go, and next thing you know, you see him just fly, you know what I'm saying, swing up in a suit or something like that. So you don't have to see anybody's face. You just know when you see that. The thing about them is, yes, we love Toby, yes, we love Andrew, but the most recognizable part of those characters is that suit. You know exactly who's in the suit when you see that suit.
Yeah, no, definitely. Let's see here. AJ, he says Andrew literally had an interview hours ago and again denied being in No Way Home. Yeah, I think he was having an interview with Good Morning America, I believe. You can look it up. But he's adamant that he is not in this movie. He's like, listen, I'm not in this movie at all. He trust me when I say he clearly understands fans' expectations. He knows how much fans certainly want to see him in the movie. But Andrew's once again denying the fact that he's not in this. This isn't the first time that I've heard him deny it. We talked about it maybe like 2-3 weeks ago. He came out and mentioned the idea that he wasn't in the movie. And this is the second time I've heard him adamantly say that he's not in the movie. He's a great actor, so he could just be acting this entire time and just lying to us. But there's a part of me that kind of believes it. And again, it just goes to the theory of his characters here, but maybe Andrew himself. I mean, they get by so easily, I think, with CG Spider-Man from time to time, especially when it comes to his swinging, that you could easily put him in there, and he doesn't even have to be on the set, honestly, or anything.
Facts. But look, man, to me, the thing I was worried about this movie is that they didn't really have a story that they wanted to tell, that they were going to lean on surprises and bringing characters and stuff back and having all these villains and everything like that.
Like fan service, you think?
Yeah, it was going to be a bunch of fan service. To me, it started to feel like Amazing Spider-Man 2 again, when they're just throwing stuff in to make the movie bigger. No, with this, and I should have known better because it's Disney Marvel. It's not, you know what I'm saying, Sony Marvel.
Yeah,
They actually have a beautiful story
plan.
that it feels like they're going to tell with a lot of character development, and I can't wait. And hey, Adam feels the same way about Toby being number one, but man, that Tom Holland has been the best Peter Parker and Spider-Man to me.
Oh, hold on. I want to jump in there real quick just to clarify. I think Toby is a great Peter. He
Okay.
says Toby will forever be my number one Peter and
And
Spidey.
Spidey.
Now I like Toby as my Peter. Andrew is my Spidey. But Tom,
Tom's got the best combination of both.
perfect, man. Perfect. Perfect. So I'm hoping that he sticks around. I'm really hoping that this isn't his last film. I'm hoping that they just do something else with him, maybe on the Sony side of things. Datilla does ask, is Venom in this movie? I got to assume that Tom Hardy pops up at some point in time, right? Like,
Yeah,
why have that Venom post-credit scene if you're not going to do something with him in here?
even it, except I don't want that as an end credit. That has let it be something in movie, whether it's at the end of the movie or something like that. Don't put that as like a mid credit or end credit. Save the. I really feel like our mid credit or end credit scene in Spider-Man is going to be directly involving one of the other movies coming out. It's not going to have to do with, you know what I'm saying, what's happening in the metaverse. Leave that for that. And we might get him in the movie. I feel like I really feel like they're doing bait and switches and something bigger is coming than what we expected.
Could be, man. Absolutely could be. They did say this is going to be the longest Spider-Man movie that we've had in this trilogy. And if the 5 minutes worth of footage that we've actually seen is any indication, there's plenty more of story that they have yet to even showcase to us for this movie. But when it comes to the trailer, man, I really enjoyed it. I love the tone. I love the aesthetics. I love getting the opportunity to see just where Peter Parker is in his life. Clearly, like in the dumps. I love his line of the ever since I became Spider-Man, the only time I've ever had any moment of happiness or relaxation is after I've told you what my identity is, while he was speaking with Mary Jane. I love seeing these two just swinging around the neighborhood together. I thought it was some pretty cool shots to certainly begin, but I also love the idea of Doc Ock as Alfred Molina, I should say, having a significant role, it seems like, in here, and the action looks like it's going to be just out of this world, man. I cannot wait to see what they have in store for us.
Yeah. What's he say? Um, is Tom Holland Peter not a photographer, or will he? I mean, Tom Holland's Peter is still in high school.
Yeah, he
So
hasn't quite gotten to that point yet. I don't know if
yeah,
that's something that he does towards the end of his high school
and they have
career.
they have camera phones in these movies and iPhones and stuff. That's gonna
They
be
may not.
interesting. He
Yeah, I don't
run
know if they're
him
gonna go that route.
him running around with a DJI gimbal with an iPhone 13 Pro Max on it, talking about taking picture Spider.
For real, right? Like, what if he just becomes like a social media influencer? Like, forget being a photographer.
Yeah,
We just modernize it a little bit.
but
What's up, Jay? Appreciate you
but
coming through
there's
today.
something I want to say, because they said if Venom pops up, you think he helps Spider-Man. I think the point of the mind mill with the symbiote was to drive Eddie Brock crazy, because Eddie Brock is going to see the symbiote itself is multiversal. So it was showing Eddie Brock everything, you know what I'm saying, through time, and showing him all the other Spider-Mans. So when he saw the TV and say, I hate that guy, he's remembering an interaction that symbiote had with another Peter Parker. So that's another thing
Interesting.
leading to what's going on. So if this takes he told him that it could probably bother him. So if this takes Eddie Brock out of his right mind, and he sees the Spider-Man, is that somebody that, you know what I'm saying, we don't know what emotion that's going to, you know what I'm saying, evict, because Venom might be one of the people that pops out and attacks him.
Could be.
And then
Could
you
be.
can go through a thing where Eddie's trying to get his mind right and ends up helping him in the end. You know what I'm saying? But it's a bunch of different stuff they could do.
You know, I definitely agree. A lot of options for sure. AJ does correct. He says, yeah, Peter was a photographer in high school. Yeah, I think he was a photographer in the comics too, like an intern or something like that, for the Daily Bugle for a
Well,
while. But
I'm
they haven't dabbled in that for
yeah.
this iteration
Well,
though.
the Daily Bugle in his world isn't even a newspaper. It's a online, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying, like thing. And Peter's part of the debate club.
Yeah, absolutely. But all right, guys.
Ooh,
Oh, you
nah,
had
I don't.
something?
Nah, AJ said, or Shang-Chi pops up. I doubt that. I think Shang-Chi's leading to something different, and I think somebody got pegged on the Celeste. I think Shang-Chi is going to be on a universal aspect. I think he's going to be fighting, trying to stop Celestials or something like that, because
Hmm.
his rings look like they might be Celestial. So
Yeah, his rings. Yeah, I do think that they're celestial in nature. So we'll see. I mean, with Shang-Chi being more like a street level, I want to say, well, in the comics, he's always been like a street level character. So I get the idea of maybe
Yeah.
why they think
He got jumped
Shang-Chi
up to
might
the he
pop
got
up.
jumped up to the big leagues quick.
Yeah, yeah, for real. Anytime you get pulled into Doctor Strange's sanctuary, most definitely.
And it's not even Doctor Strange, just Wong, which also makes you wonder, damn, when does Shang-Chi take place? Because that's Wong going to get him. Where the hell is Doctor Strange when all this is going on? Is it after he's going to chase Wanda? Is it when he's
That's a
helping
good
Peter?
point, because in the first trailer we saw Wong leaving with his bags and packing up and going, right? So
Yeah.
does this movie take place before Shang-Chi? That's a good question.
Yeah, so I'm interested.
Yeah, I'm really interested too. But yeah, guys, listen, we want to know your thoughts in regards to this Spider-Man trailer. What do you think is going to happen in here? I'm still definitely wrapping my head around the idea that Toby and Andrew won't be in this movie, but we certainly will see their versions of their characters just sort of masked up. Will this be a Spider-Man Endgame where they come through towards the very end to certainly help them take out these villains? I want to ask you real quick, Indy, before we leave, what villain are you looking forward to seeing return in here? Because we have quite a few.
Lizard. I think the Lizard was one of the
Oh.
best villains, because we already know Doc Ock's there, but the Lizard was one of the best villains out of those movies. It's like him and Doc Ock is one, the Lizard is two. As far as those movie storylines, it was just great.
Yeah, I did like the first Amazing Spider-Man. I do like the way that they handled him. I wouldn't mind seeing Sandman back in here. I almost feel like he's just going to be like just the mindless
Cannon
sand
fodder.
creature, though. Yeah, you know. So I'm not expecting too many big things, but I will be keeping my eye out on for this Green Goblin and see if William Dafoe's there, or even Dane DeHaan's Green Goblin, like a Harry or a Norman. I'll take either of them, but I will be interested to see how much of a role they certainly play. But I'm pumped for this, guys. But remember, at the end of the day, these are just simply our A+ opinions. We want to know yours. What did you guys think of this particular trailer? Did it hype you up even more for the movie? Did it disappoint you in any particular way? Definitely go ahead and let us know your guys' thoughts in the live chat or the comment section box below after this video airs. But other than that, Indy, any last words you have before we leave?
No, I got, if this ain't something that we're going to get a fans, but this is something, if you want a tidbit after this that will blow your mind, stay in here.
Stay in here. Where?
Stay in the thing after you end the broadcast. Stay in. I got something that'll straighten your hair out.
Okay.
But,
Okay.
But now make sure you guys tune in tomorrow morning, episode 1, part 1 of the Armageddon review from The Flash. I know you guys are looking forward to it.
Yeah, it should be good. It should be good, man. Looking really forward to it. All right, guys. And if anything, once Spider-Man drops, we'll definitely have a non-spoiler and a spoiler review for you guys. So definitely go ahead and join us then. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please go ahead and do so. And always remember, every Sunday we go live around here at 11 a.m. Central Time for A+ Hero Report to wrap up the week's news from Marvel and DC and movies and television, ladies and gentlemen. So that'll do it for us here. We'll certainly see you guys later. But in the meantime, do us a big favor as always. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and keep it A+. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye. If you enjoy our content and want to be a part of helping our channel grow, become a patron supporter. We have affordable tiers to choose from that offer a variety of exclusive and early access content, from audio files for all of our shows for you to enjoy on the road, access to our Discord community, and plenty of reactions, reviews, character breakdowns, and more. Check us out at patreon.com/A+opinions. And as always, remember, like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so anytime we drop a brand new video, you will be notified.